Hi everyone, welcome back to the Tiny Room. I'm still ever so slightly sick. My name is Michael. I'm your co-host for Michael and Benjamin's podcast. I'm here with the other co-host, Benjamin.
Nailed it. The co-host with a better immune system who doesn't get sick nearly as much.
Oh, that's not true.
No, it's not true. I just don't record on Thursdays.
I've got a sniffle, so there's going to be sniffling and coughing. I do apologise.
If you're into that kind of thing, drop us a comment. Let us know if you'd like to keep it up, because we're not going to do it.
AMSR thing.
ASMR.
That's what I said. But with sniffles. I'm just going to sniffle into the mic and people are going to get a thrill.
Yeah. What do you think of an ASMR podcast based on comics? Let us know what you think.
Oh, is that being picked up?
I don't know. It's got some. Those were tiny little butterflies that just came into the tiny little room. Stop it.
So, we have never been accused of being a particularly professional or well-planned podcast.
Thank God.
But do you think that it would be fair to say that this week is probably going to be our most ramshackle edition?
I think it's almost destined to be our most ramshackle. I think there is a term in the English language for just such an occasion, Michael. It's called off the cuff.
Off the cuff.
I do believe we are off the cuff, off the suit, off the tails, off the everything.
So let's give a little bit of backstory.
Yeah.
The backstory is that Benjamin that's him over there. He is planning on resigning from his current job and taking up new employment in the world of crocodile husbandry, and he will be moving to Australia, where there are lots of crocodiles, as you know, and he needed to go and have a look. That's not true, is it?
No, that's not exactly true. I did take up crocodile husbandry. That was the aim, but I decided to pitch my wares in where did I go? Prague, Vienna, and Budapest. Sadly, what no one told me before going is that there's very few crocodiles in those three places.
Very few. Zoos, mostly.
And they don't let you pass the bars.
No, the occasional sewer system.
No takers.
No.
Sewer crocodiles are hard to please.
Long story short, Ben, you've been on holiday.
I have, yeah. I was on holiday. That's what happened. I was on a 9-day holiday around Eastern European states.
Central European
states.
Yeah.
So I get lost so often.
Yeah, a lot of those countries don't like being called Eastern Europe.
Apologies to Austria, Czech Republic, and Hungary then.
You were in Hungary?
I was in Budapest.
Oh. I don't know if Hungary has a problem. I think they might consider themselves Central European. Welcome to the Poor Geography Knowledge podcast,
where Ben is our reigning champion every week of the year.
So Ben, you chose possibly the worst week of the entire year from a podcasting perspective to go on holiday.
Thanks for reminding me and rubbing my face in it yet again.
So we've come up with a conceit, and our conceit this week is going to be reviews of a thing by a man who hasn't seen that thing.
Ben's blind reviews.
Yeah. We could probably do a nice little graphic for that.
Ooh, yeah, definitely.
But we'll start with something which you have seen, though.
Yes.
Did you see the Deadpool trailer?
The Deadpool trailer, I did, but I remember very little of it, so you're going to have to help me out.
Alright, I'll do a summary. It's Deadpool.
Yes.
And he's painting a painting.
Oh, as Bob Ross.
As Bob Ross. Ben, can I ask you a question? It's kind of a bit facetious.
Okay,
because I actually know the answer, but for the sake of the podcast, would you tell me who even is Bob Ross?
Bob Ross is famous for...
In America.
In America, for one particular thing. And those are happy little trees. Happy little trees. And we're just going to take some paint. I'm going to put it over there for happy little trees. It's funny enough, we started this podcast with an ASMR reference. He is huge in the ASMR community.
Is he?
Because he speaks so softly. Oh. And he has such a nice, generic American accent. It's very soothing to listen to. And all the brush strokes are picked up on the mic. He was a famous painter in America.
Like Van Gogh?
No, not of the same caliber. He was a painting teacher, might be a better way of putting it. And he had a series...
You know what they say, Ben? If you can't do...
Teach. That says a lot about us. And our ability to speak English. Yeah. He had a series on PBS.
PBS?
The Public Broadcasting...
Service,
thank you, in
System?
America.
Service.
Which also had Mr. Rogers. But he taught people how to paint. at an amateur level, and each week he would show you a technique for a different style of landscape painting. Occasionally some bushes, occasionally some happy little trees, and he taught you to paint with a minimum of
Fuss.
experience, fuss, and equipment. He famously, I think he battled with depression. I think he also, he's an advocate for that as well, but he used painting to...
Advocate for depression?
No, against. Sorry, but no, for like healing through art. We're going to say art therapy. There we go.
One of those people.
And
is he a dead man now? Or is he alive?
I'm afraid he is. I'm afraid he passed away. But
yes,
he's famous for his big, bushy... afro, not his big bushy beard. I'm afraid.
Big bushy beard. So he's America's equivalent of Don Conroy.
Oh God, I think that's doing the man a disservice.
Don Conroy.
No.
What's wrong with Don Conroy?
Oh, come on.
Don Conroy was great. He'd teach you how to draw an owl.
Yeah, if you're in no.
I drew many an owl.
Yeah, but look at you now. You're doing a podcast. You're not drawing owls for a living, are you?
But. Oh yeah, you're right. Conroy. You led me up the wrong path. So. It's an American thing, though, isn't it? People who aren't American
don't know him as well, no. But that's who he's parodying in the trailer. So it's a very American-centric trailer, I suppose.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. I mean, it's still amusing.
Oh, it's very funny because it's him in full Deadpool regalia.
Yeah.
With a big afro.
Very little
and
revealed.
A shirt.
Very little revealed about the movie.
No, it's done through snap. Flashes, isn't it? It's
through that type of smash editing.
Yes, smash editing, smash cuts. But I think they're following very much in the spirit of the original marketing campaign because it did so well. I'm curious as to how it's going to turn out because him and the director parted ways.
Yeah, they had a bit of a tiff. Tim Miller.
About what?
I think Tim Miller wanted it to be bigger, better, grander, and Ryan Reynolds wanted it to stay cheap and cheerful, low key.
Yeah, because that's what works with Deadpool.
Well, you were in the Ryan Reynolds camp.
I am. Well, no, I am based on my experience of the comic. Mm-hmm. The problem I have with the comic currently is that he's in everything now. Yeah, well, because I know it's fan service and he's a big popular character, but he always worked well as this weird outside thing that popped in occasionally and messed with stuff.
Look, I grew up during the Wolverine era. Wolverine was in everything.
Saturation.
You just couldn't turn your head for Wolverine, and I was a huge Wolverine fan.
Listen, bub, I'm going in every comic. Deal with it.
Oh, that wasn't great. I mean, it was good impression, but I thought it was going to be funnier.
No, I didn't have a lot to go on.
I was thinking when I said you couldn't turn your head for Wolverine, it was because of his big spiky headpiece.
Because his hair antlers.
The other thing that was worth saying was no, nothing really.
We've got nothing.
Yeah, Zazie Beetz. We saw her in the trailer.
She pops up. Yeah, she's looking good.
I can't remember if she was from Atlanta or from the TV show Atlanta.
She's from the TV show Atlanta, but she's possibly from Atlanta in the thing, though doubtful.
And Negasonic Teenage Warhead is
back. She's back.
Yeah,
Sinead O'Connor.
She's grown her hair now.
Oh, is she?
She's grown her hair, and she has a dark lipstick, and she looks quite attractive.
Settle down.
I'm settled.
Settle down. Look, he's gripping the sides of the table here, ladies and gentlemen. It's actually shaking. It's going to show up on the recording.
Like a Bruce Banner.
Like a Bruce Banner.
Are you looking forward to Deadpool?
Yes, I am.
Me too.
I really enjoyed the first one.
No Cable.
In the trailer.
There was a big painting of him, but no sign of him.
I do believe he'll be making... Josh Brolin is working hard on the campaign end of things. Like his Instagram account is showing lots of behind the scene. He met Liefeld, and Rob Liefeld was really excited. He goes, "I met my creation in person," and I was like, "No, you didn't. You met a better version of him that isn't egregiously steroid ridden."
Oh, handbags. Now hold on a second. Have you seen pictures of Josh Brolin? Josh Brolin is
he's tanked out.
Yeah,
for this
he's
one.
a post-50-year-old man.
He's ripped.
Yeah, there are lots of steroids involved there.
Yeah,
let's just get that out there.
I'd say his wife's not complaining though.
Well, doesn't it shrivel your penis?
Depends on the steroids, I guess. I don't know much about the world. You're the man to ask about.
I'm the man to ask about steroids.
Oh, shriveled penises.
Bringing my whole past into disrepute here.
No.
My penis was this size from the start. I bet you he has a very spotty back.
Bet he does.
That's how you know. That's one of the ways you know.
How's your back there? Don't actually show it to you.
It's very hairy.
Why is your back so hairy?
No, I'm just a very hairy man.
Yeah, apparently.
It's like a hairy pair of angel wings.
Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it's like. No spots though, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
so
I'm
his
all right.
career is intact and untouched.
So, let's move on.
By the way, the reason, I should probably explain why I asked you about steroid use. Mick works in a field that occasionally is sullied by accusations of steroid abuse.
I mean, do I?
MMA?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
I wasn't talking about our capacity.
No, that would be
There's
weird.
a lot of steroids in our capacity.
Okay, let's move on. Anyway, yes, Josh Brolin, definitely steroids for sure. Josh Brolin, steroids for sure. Chris Hemsworth, steroids for sure. Chris Evans, for sure. Jason Momoa.
They'd never.
Yeah, no doubt.
Why no doubt?
You
Just like Gwen Stefani.
What's it? I did actually.
Yeah, she was amazing. Still is.
What's his name? Chris Pratt, for sure.
Pratt.
You just don't get that big that easily.
And that quickly.
And that quickly. At that age. Actually, like Hemsworth, the Chris's might not be.
They're big.
They're big dudes. But, yeah, like Brolin, that age.
Jackman.
Jacked man. Yeah, it's not normal. Anyway, let's move on. Ben.
Yes.
We're going to move on to our famous segments, Ben's Blind Reviews.
Ben's Blind Reviews.
Or reviews of a thing by a man who hasn't seen a thing. What did you think of the plot of Justice League? Well, do you want to hear about the box office first?
Go on, give me the breakdown. This will guide my...
Yeah, well, first of all, not good.
Good?
Yeah. Oh!
Well, I'm delighted about that. Maybe they'll stop making them.
That's a bit petty.
No, I don't mean it in a vindictive way, but it might teach them to stop making those films.
Oh.
Because right now Warner Brothers works off the model of, it's making us money. Screw it.
Yeah.
And it's not a good model.
It might partially be because Warner Brothers aren't DC.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They own the rights.
They own the rights, but they're not DC.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a Fox Marvel debacle.
Yeah. So, allegedly, $300 million to produce. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That is a ton of money. A large part of it because of reshoots. The famous mustache.
Yeah, what was that about?
Yeah, have we not talked about this
CGI
before?
Controversy regarding the mustache.
So, Henry Cavill was Superman, and he seems to have filmed Justice League, and his character wears the black suit because he teased that a while ago.
It's his death suit.
Yeah, exactly. And he's a dark, scary Superman who comes back and has to be brought back to the light. But then they did reshoots and decided that's not great, is it? We'll just make him nice the whole time. So
better.
His contract obviously had a clause saying he has to come back for reshoots if we need to do reshoots.
Naturally.
But in the meanwhile, he has gone on to be in Mission Impossible
6, I think.
6?
I think it's 6.
9?
No, I think it's 6.
So in that, he's the bad guy, and he's English, so he has a mustache.
A mustache?
A mustache, which is how it's pronounced in Ireland. A mustache. And
no, it's not.
It is. And his mustache was the source of a legal dispute between Warner Brothers and Paramount. Paramount are the producers of Mission Impossible 6. And Warner Brothers says he has to shave the mustache. Superman can't have a mustache.
Which is fair.
Which is fair enough. And Paramount said, well, it doesn't say that in the contract. And our contract says he must have a mustache. So instead of CG... Originally, apparently, Warner Brothers were going to pay to CG the mustache in to Mission Impossible 6.
What?
But Paramount said no. So instead, he filmed the Superman scenes in Justice League, and it seems like almost all of the surviving scenes
are reshoots
of Superman.
Oh God!
Are reshoots with the mustache and dots on his face to CG out the mustache. I'm sticking with this mustache thing, by the way.
Yeah, I can see that.
So
it's all right.
He has
our listeners.
He's essentially, his face is computer animated.
That's not great, is it?
It's noticeable. I don't know how noticeable it is
to someone who hasn't seen it.
The movie. I don't know if you would have noticed it.
It's not that noticeable, actually.
But I don't know how noticeable it would be to someone who hasn't been following the story of Mustache Gate for the last year.
Fair enough.
But I've been following it with a
kind of relish,
a kind of glee and trepidation that they were spending so much money.
It's ridiculous.
CGing out a
so
mustache.
stupid.
I know.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that just doesn't fit with these movies, man. Before I go into my blind review,
Your blind review, Ben's blind reviews.
did you see the first image of Deathstroke?
Well, I saw the movie, didn't I, Ben?
Oh, is he in the movie?
Well, isn't he? Didn't? What do you think?
It's a blind review, Mick. I haven't seen the movie.
Are we doing spoilers? I suppose we're doing spoilers.
Well, you did spoilers. I just said, have you seen the first image? No, he put an image out of himself, it's just the basic costume. He's in a dressing room.
Joe Manganiello.
Yeah. Showing you the armour and the thing.
Well, okay, look, you've already you've cracked this egg anyway. It's the post-credit scene.
Oh, boo!
The post-credit scene is Lex Luthor and Deathstroke meeting to form a league of their own.
A league of doom, perhaps.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I thought it looked very cheap, but that was just me.
The movie.
No, the costume.
Oh, the costume.
I thought it looked like a CW costume. It
looked
awful.
The CW costumes are usually leathery.
They are.
The movie costumes are more plasticky or metally because leather is much cheaper than 3D printing costumes. But I don't dislike the CW costumes. The Supergirl costume is excellent.
The Deathstroke one wasn't bad.
The Deathstroke one is the Deathstroke one in the CW is BMX armor. Essentially, it's fine. Deathstroke is an easy enough costume to get away with if you get the helmet right.
He's a pretty good Deathstroke, though. The actor,
Manu Bennett.
Is that who he is?
Manu Bennett from Spartacus.
Ah.
I don't know if you've ever seen it. Manu Bennett is a hero of mine. I think he's the only person I consider a hero because I don't like hero worship.
Yeah, you don't.
But
says the man who reads comics.
I know this is quite rambling. I watched Spartacus. I love Spartacus.
Because you love Manu Bennett.
Mostly, yeah. But there's lots of great characters in Spartacus. Watch Spartacus, it's brilliant.
Okay.
The whole thing. Just watch the whole thing. It's great from start to finish. The pilot episode is weak.
But after that,
it is just truly spectacular. Anyway, Manu Bennett played Crixus in Spartacus. And Crixus is based on a real person.
Okay.
And Manu Bennett, in movies, he's a kind of action star and he's a badass. And in real life, he's a little bit soft and a little bit mad. And
oh, really?
Yeah, he gave a great interview and he said, what was it like to play such a popular character? And his response, the first thing he said in the response was, well, first of all, I'd like to thank the real Crixus. It's like a 2,000-year-old slave leader.
Dear God.
He just, with complete sincerity, said, we wouldn't be here without the real Crixus. Brilliant. He's an absolute hero.
He's a special kind of man.
He punched a man for insulting his wife when she had cancer.
I'm not...
At a fan convention.
I don't condone violence.
No, I do.
But to be fair,
yeah,
if a twat comes up and insults your wife while she has cancer...
Yeah.
He's going to get a sock in the jaw.
I think...
That's not cool, man.
I think the only advantage Joe Manganiello has over Manu Bennett is height.
Yeah, he's much bigger.
I don't know if Manu Bennett's that tall. He's probably Hollywood 6 foot, which is in real life about 5'8".
Me.
Yeah.
Moi.
You'd be a giant in Hollywood.
I would. Tremendous.
Carrying Tom Cruise around in your pocket.
Come on, Tom. Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. Let's film.
Right, so
calm down.
Yeah, but they both look good. I think it's a Deathstroke. It's an easy enough thing. It's like it's a realistic battle.
He's getting his own movie.
Is he?
Yeah, that's the big news.
Oh, is that?
He's to be getting his own title. There's debate of him getting his own. Why are they giving him his own bloody movie? Why did they give Suicide Squad its own bloody movie?
Well,
these are questions that keep me awake at night.
Well, I can answer the second one.
Because he was keeping up with Guardians of the Galaxy and they took a team that was kind of obscure and they decided to make it into a moneymaker.
No.
Oh.
$800 million is why they gave Suicide Squad a movie of its own.
Did it make $800 million?
$800 million. Well, it took in $800 million. It probably cost about $150.
That's not bad though.
And then probably $100 to $150 on promotion.
Is that good or bad? I don't know. I don't get what's good.
Well, like a big movie, promoting a huge international movie would be $150 million.
Okay.
And $150 million to make a movie is about average for a bigger end blockbuster.
Okay.
Justice League, by comparison, cost about $300 million. It's all up there on screen, though. And $150 million, let's say, on promotion. So they're looking at about $750 million to turn a profit.
Good.
So they were projected. Their domestic opening was projected in the 110 to 120 million range. By comparison, Thor Ragnarok made 135. So Wonder Woman made 109.
That a girl.
But Wonder Woman then took off better.
Okay.
It made 96. 96.
That's a whooping.
It is a whooping.
Box office whooping.
It is by far the lowest.
That's insane.
Domestic, we hate that term here, but by far the lowest domestic opening for a DC movie.
Yeah.
That's Justice League, Ben.
That's amazing.
It's the Justice League.
I'm so happy.
It did a little bit better internationally, but still missed its projections. So it's a case of, is it going to break even or not?
I'm so happy.
Well, what did you like and dislike about it?
Well, I mean, the first thing that
having not seen it,
the first thing that I really liked was the Bruce and Diana romantic subplot.
Yeah,
I really liked that. That was a real shaking of the hand to the original Justice League cartoon. There's a huge cult support of that.
I'm going to stop you there for a second.
Sorry, not the original Justice League cartoon.
That's not what I'm stopping you about. I'm stopping you about the term "a shaking of the hand." What does that mean?
It's not real. Tipping of the cap. Would that be better? Tip of the cap, not of the head. To the original romantic subplot in the Bruce Timm Justice League cartoon. Because Batman and Diana were all flirty. And there's a big cult following of that. There's a lot of shipping that goes on between those two.
Yeah, I would ship that.
Yeah. I can't help but imagine that Batman would end up with a broken pelvis. That's all I think of. Death by Snoo Snoo. That's all I can see.
That's Futurama.
But that's a couple of layers of pop culture reference there.
I think she has it in her to be gentle.
So, yeah, what fun is that for her?
I think, Steve Trevor probably taught her some things.
He was probably gentle, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Steve, the old gent.
Yeah. Did they do it?
They did. They had the light goes down in the little French.
Oh, they danced, don't they? And
the light goes down.
I'd say you'd like that, wouldn't you?
An L soft dance and a
dimming
of the lights
in a foreign attic somewhere. Someone dimming the lights down. Nail on the head.
I live for those moments. I like that subplot. I like the cyborg chip on his shoulder.
Oh yeah,
character-driven thing.
Just why didn't you let me die?
Yeah, I like the I shouldn't be alive survivor's guilt thing. I like the sarcastic Alfred quips. I liked the.
What was your favourite sarcastic Alfred quip?
Sorry, do I know you? It's from the trailer. I lied. I haven't seen it.
Look, hold on. I'm going to interrupt you there for a second. Things in the trailer aren't in the bloody film.
I guessed that.
Like 90% of that trailer isn't in the film.
The last thing that I really enjoyed, and the thing that I really loved about the film, is how Superman comes in at the end and makes all the other characters moot.
Have you read a review?
No.
Is this genuinely a guess?
This is genuinely a guess.
Brilliant. Yeah,
was that right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I knew it was fucking right. I knew they were going to do that. That is so annoying.
That's pretty much it.
Did I get it?
Yes, bang on.
Ben's blind reviews. I might have to retract every now and then, but god damn it if I can't see this shit coming. That was off. Oh no, don't tell me that's it. Is that it?
That's pretty much it, yeah. You've pretty much hit the nail on the head there.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, 10 out of 10. You didn't get anything wrong. There's not a lot of Alfred. I think a lot of Alfred might have been cut. The only Alfred quip that survives is it makes me miss when our biggest worry was wind-up penguins.
So they're referencing Tim Burton Batman?
Yeah, I think, yeah. Isn't that good? Anyway,
fuck's sake.
Well, no, this Batman has been active for 20 years, remember? So
he's Dark Knight Batman, but it's kind of... actually...
So you're right about the romance.
Okay. Was I right?
Yeah. So...
That was all you.
That was my stomach.
That was Vic's stomach.
That was my stomach.
He's hungry.
There is a romance plot. It's very light. It's just barely touched upon.
Light and breezy.
Yeah. Cyborg does definitely have survivor's guilt.
Good.
What else did you say?
Quippy, sassy
Alfred. Yeah, there's a bit of that.
I didn't get around to it, but comic relief memoir.
A little bit, yeah. And I can't do the voice. You do the voice.
Woo! Yeah!
My man!
My mod.
He's pretty good, actually.
He would be, though. He's playing himself on screen. Yeah. He's just being Jason Momoa. It's in his contract.
Jason Momoa-ing about the place.
He ad-libbed the whole thing. He genuinely thinks he's Aquaman.
But yeah, you're right. Superman does render basically the whole team null and void.
I knew they were going to do that. Do you know how I knew they were going to do that? Man of Steel.
Go on.
Man of bloody steel. Because he's just a Jesus archetype. They just stuck him in. It happens to be Jesus with a cape and Y fronts.
Jesus had a cape.
Yeah, but it wasn't bright red.
It was purple.
It was a purple cloak of civility and decorum.
Yes.
No, I guessed... Because the only reason that you would keep him such a secret is because it's a bit of a Deus Ex Machina, and nobody likes to equate Superman with Jesus and God quite as much as bloody what's his name, Goyer?
David Goyer.
Yeah. I know he didn't have much. He didn't have as much to do with it, but they just obviously loved that bit. I knew they were going. Oh, well,
to be fair, they did go easy on the messianic.
Oh, good.
Imagery. He doesn't descend down from the heavens on a shaft of light or anything.
Oh, good. Because he did that in Batman versus Superman. He has that moment where the crowd is reaching up to him and he's like...
And he did it in Man of Steel as well when he was in space and he falls backwards in a cross position. They love an old space Jesus.
Oops. So I got it right, did I?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. Look, we're going to do a review. Well, you're not because you haven't seen it, but I'm going to do a review.
Yeah, we're going to have a guest speaker.
It's not your biggest fan.
No, noted internet troll.
Yeah.
That's alright.
So yeah, doesn't look good for Justice League.
Good.
They might just about make their money back.
Dicks.
They are hoping to make their money back. It could go either way at this stage.
Tossers.
Right, well that's your opinion obviously on that.
Clearly. But judging from the fact that I could piece their plot together, it's a really bad movie because I'm not that smart.
Well, you didn't actually tell us the plot.
Steppenwolf, one failure, subsequent bonding, take on the team, second failure, almost failure, finished off by Superman.
Pretty much, yeah. Nail on the head. Fuck. Let's talk about something else.
Yeah, please.
What did you think of Punisher?
Punisher?
Yes.
Well. Punisher is by far one of the series of this year.
That's very good. You haven't used any adjectives. You haven't used a positive one or a negative one. You've just said it's one of the series of this year.
I like the military theme.
Right.
I like the subtle lower key Marvel expanded universes. I like his kind of struggle with his military past and the subtle commentary it makes on how soldiers are left after war.
Yeah, not subtle.
That's what I said, not subtle. You probably didn't hear it on the mic. It's a slight blip. Yep. Not so subtle commentary on veterans and the suffering that they go through and how America treats its soldiers as a military industrial complex.
Let's talk about it from this perspective of not being Americans. for a second.
It doesn't really sing true.
No, let me
or
explain.
ring true, should I say?
Let me explain for a second.
My idioms.
Yeah, you're not. Did you leave your idioms in Europe?
I bumped my head on a bar table in Prague.
You bumped your head on the attic roof in a little French room because you turned the lantern a little too low.
Clocked my head. Didn't even get me. Just passed out on the floor.
Woke up then the next morning with a Moroccan standing over you.
My passport was gone.
Yeah, a Moroccan, Ben, because the guy in Wonder Woman is Moroccan.
Yeah,
not for
nice
any racist
guy.
reason. Yeah, he's
Nice
nice
guy. It wasn't a racist comment.
Did he die?
Of old age, yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe in a subsequent adventure.
Hopefully, we live in hope.
And that Scottish stereotype.
He died.
Oh, Justice League. What did you think of Steppenwolf being an Irishman's boss?
Very silly covering of his accent, really, wasn't it?
No, they didn't.
Didn't manage it too well.
He plays it as a Space Liam Neeson.
Space Liam Neeson.
That's pretty much it. Now,
Wow.
say that, right?
Yeah.
But now, imagine you're telling me that the Mother Boxes are going to unite to change Earth into Apocalypse.
The Mother Boxes are going to unite and bring the Earth together.
Yeah, that's pretty much
And then my Lord Darkseid will come down.
This.
And you will all suffer.
That's pretty much it, yep. Yeah. Now, Kieran Hines knows what's his name? Liam Neeson. And they're from the same area.
Drinking
so
boys.
it's not that weird. But it's weird hearing that accent coming from a giant grey CG goat man.
Give me back my Mother Box. And that'll be the end of it.
Oh, very good.
But if you don't,
Yeah.
I will use a very particular set of parademons.
Oh, very good.
Accumulated over a series of eons in space cosmos.
Space Cosmos.
I will find you. And I will conquer your planet.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, there we go.
So what's Space Cosmos, though?
Well, it's a combination, Michael, of... All right. Punisher!
Yes.
Tell me more.
So look, is it hard for Americans, because Americans are the primary audience for this thing?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's speaking to a very niche group.
Well, it's not really, is it? It used to. Oh, no, that's not what I mean. Is it hard, bear with me for a second, you're going to have to bear with me.
Sure.
Is it hard for Americans, as a group, as a society, as a culture, to enjoy a TV show about a mentally damaged white man who goes on rampages with automatic weapons, killing people?
This would explain the Atlantic article headline. I didn't read it, but I saw it, which was wrong series, wrong time.
Exactly.
That
Do you agree with that, Ben?
it's difficult to watch.
No, that it's difficult for Americans to watch.
I think it's difficult for Americans to watch anything that criticises military armed forces. I think to not support the troops or to say anything negative about the troops is not to support the troops, and that's akin to a kind of national low-level treason. I think Americans are... I think you have to support the troops.
You have to be
even when
patriotic.
you hear anti-war rhetoric at rallies and things like that or stuff like that. No one ever comes after the troops. They come after the notion. But you don't take on the troops, because the troops are out there laying down their lives. And by the way, I'm not being sarcastic when I say that. The people that fight in wars and stuff like that are...
You're doing your sarcastic face, though.
I'm not. You
are.
dick. This is the table gripping comment from earlier. You just took that painfully. I'm not saying that. It is quite a difficult thing for a soldier to do, but I think making any kind of comment about America's armed forces is dangerous.
Here's the thing, though. We're not even talking about armed forces. We're talking about...
A white man who goes around shooting people.
Exactly. Look, we live in Ireland.
We do.
We, culturally, aren't exposed to guns, really.
Unless you count the Troubles.
Yeah.
I wasn't alive then.
I was alive, but they never influenced me, and I am 35.
There you go.
They had no impact on my life.
There you go.
Even with the Troubles, it was very localised.
Aye. That's my stomach.
Is that your stomach? I
That's
thought it
my
was a
stomach.
fly. I thought a fly had broken in.
My stomach. Yeah, sorry, keep going.
I have seen very few guns in my life.
Fair enough.
I've seen these two.
He just pointed to his biceps.
Yeah, they're my guns. I've fired a shotgun.
Ooh.
And
I've done that.
yeah, and I've fired a pistol.
Didn't like it.
No, I mean, to me, it just seemed wasteful. I was counting the cost of the cartridges when I was firing them. That was €1.
You know how to live, don't you?
Yeah,
You
I
do.
live wild. Look, it's why I can't go paintballing. 10 cent, 10 cent, 10 cent, 10 cent, 10 cent.
When you get freaked out. 10 on the foot. 10 in the foot.
Why not just go into a forest with a bunch of change and throw it at each other? It's so expensive. Anyway, we don't have a gun culture. I wanted to back this up before I said it, so I did some research.
Good.
We actually have, in the Republic of Ireland, a slightly higher than you would expect firearms murder rate per capita.
Oh.
But because we have two families who
are currently engaged in gang warfare.
There's a gang warfare thing, and our population is very low. So even though there have been 30 odd shootings in this gang warfare, with our exceedingly low population,
that starts to stack up.
It stacks up.
There's a correlation.
We have like double the gun murders
for something ourselves
per population of the UK. Which double of something very low is still very low. So anyway, just to clear up any potential hypocrisy.
Sure.
I've never seen an automatic weapon in Ireland. Have you?
No.
So
I've not been looking.
We've never had a mass shooting other than Bloody Sunday, but that's a whole
no, that's a whole can of worms. We're not going. No, we're not doing that.
So we've never had a madman or a terrorist. Well, we've never had a madman.
We've never had a domestic terrorist.
We've never had a madman take a gun because he was aggrieved
of something
and go to a public place and randomly shoot up people.
Yeah, it just doesn't happen.
We don't have mass killings.
It doesn't happen here.
As a rule. Possibly because of our different gun culture or just, I don't know, different mental health. Less access to guns.
Leads to less egregious people who think it's an option.
Yeah. Right. So, for us, as Irish people, it's very easy to watch The Punisher. And just see it as an escapist, hyper-violent
it's bringing
fantasy.
a hyper-violent character to life.
Yeah. And that's how I saw it. I didn't read any reviews or watch any opinions about it before I watched it. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
He's a superhero whose superpower is guns.
Fair.
Like, he kills a lot of people.
That's kind of what he does.
So does Tony Stark.
Yeah, he vaporizes people.
When Tony Stark shoots a terrorist into the side of a building with a hand laser, that guy's not getting up and walking away. He's dead. When Tony Stark punches someone with the strength of that Iron Man suit,
it's a blood balloon.
Yeah, they're dead people. Yeah. They're all dead. They're just as dead.
Yeah.
But dead from a fictional thing.
A fictional weapon.
Yeah, so less
dead.
It's
emotionally.
Yeah. To me, an assault weapon is almost as unreal as an Iron Man suit.
It's very American to us.
That's the thing.
It's like a motif.
Yeah, like if I see someone being killed with guns, I don't think I'm scared of going to university tomorrow in case someone comes with an assault rifle.
And reenacts the Punisher.
Not even reenacts the Punisher, but I mean, when I'm watching hyper-violent assault rifle drama on TV, I'm not thinking this could happen in my university. Oh, this takes on a whole new meaning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it just doesn't come up.
Yeah. So
it's easier for us to watch than it is for people who have actual experience, not necessarily on a personal level, but on a national kind of cultural awareness level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's by far the number one criticism of the show. In fact, I would say it's the only criticism I have of the show.
It's Netflix, isn't it? So it's not going to be a bad superhero series. Well, there's
Bloody Iron Fist. Bloody Iron Fist.
But it seemed like a much more Jessica Jones style thing.
It's bloody great. It's my favourite Netflix show.
Just like that, Michael.
Just like that.
You're so fickle.
I'm not that fickle.
Yeah.
No, my favourite film is still The Avengers. And we've had lots since. Oh, it might be Thor Ragnarok. I saw Thor Ragnarok again.
Yeah, of course you did.
I went to see it on my own.
Of course you did.
On a Wednesday.
Of course you did.
It was great.
It was still funny the second time.
It was really funny. I went on a rainy Wednesday. This is the rambliest podcast we've ever had.
It's the worst thing we've ever done. It's nearly over.
I went on a rainy Wednesday and I looked weird. It was raining. I was wearing a hoodie.
Oh no.
And a rain jacket. And a big bushy beard.
And a big bushy beard.
And I had two bags with me.
Dose.
and my Coke and my popcorn and my bag of sweets, and I went in with it all, and I look homeless.
Did you look a bit like a shambly Bruce Willis from Unbreakable?
A little bit, yeah. I was told that I looked like a survivalist who'd come down from the mountains to see Thor Ragnarok. But, and this is the best thing, I was the most normal looking person in that screening of Thor Ragnarok. Well, you know what's amazing though, right? There were 20 people in the screening of Thor Ragnarok at bloody 1:15 2 Wednesdays ago.
That's not right.
20 people
That's
at 1:15 on a
not
Wednesday
good.
afternoon. That's really good, is what I'm saying. That's 200.
They weren't the best people that we've ever had. Were they? Look me in the eye, Michael.
I was one of them. That's €200. That's €200 for the movie. For a rainy screening. Thor Ragnarok's still doing solid business.
It is. No, it kept... What was the big one that opened up next to it? And it
Justice League.
Was it? Justice League is one, but there was another one as well. There was another big one that came out in between, and it didn't manage to make a chip on Thor Ragnarok.
Are you thinking of Murder on the Orient Express?
That's it.
You went a bit New Zealand there.
It's it. That's it. It's it.
Punisher's great. Watch Punisher. Yeah. Watch Punisher. Watch Punisher twice. Watch it once
with
as an Irish person, and then watch it again imagining you're Brad.
Brad from America?
Yeah.
I am Brad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Because it's an interesting conversation. I would like to have a conversation. If we have some American listeners, that's for sure. If you're an American listener, let us know what you think. Even if you think we're being real dickheads and we don't understand it.
Please let us know that we're being real dickheads and that we don't understand it in a gentle way.
Yeah, especially
we're very sensitive here at the podcast.
I'm not sensitive. You can insult me in any way you like.
I'm awfully sensitive.
So
if you could just avoid it.
Look, it's very good.
Okay, I'll go check it out.
Get on it. Get on the case. Get on it. What did you think of Runaways?
I don't want to wait for my powers to develop.
That's very good.
Yeah, I've been sitting on that one for a while.
I kind of think you're wrong, though. I see your point.
No. Look, obviously,
yes,
this is not like the comics.
No, it is.
It is like the comics, but what I mean by that is it's not as inherited a universe as the comic books is. The comic books were written by Joss Whedon.
No, they weren't.
Were they not? Is it not Joss Whedon?
Brian K. Vaughan.
Is it Brian K. Vaughan? Mm-hmm. I like Brian K.
Should have let you go with that, shouldn't I?
You should have. Then you should have snapped it away from me. Thanks for correcting me. That saves me a retraction.
No, damn it.
So, Brian K. Vaughan wrote the comics, and the comics were kind of a big hit for Marvel. And then subsequent writers
kind of
tucked it all up.
Yeah. You can say you've got a few more left.
We're going to try and avoid it from now on.
Are we?
I don't think we've had. I've only had one in response to Justice League.
Yeah.
And how right I was.
Yeah.
Comics are great. Alternative children, different ethnic backgrounds, all coming together, fighting the man.
Yeah.
Right around Civil War times, there was plenty of angles to take that in. Superpower team of teenagers on the run.
Yeah.
Team on the run.
Very good.
I'm on a big music kick today, apparently. Look, obviously you're going to spend more time with the parents here. You have to make the connection between the parents and the children a little bit more realistic.
Exactly.
You have to give that source of tension. You have to make the eventual... Okay, spoilers, there's a big twist coming.
Right, okay. This is a huge twist.
It's not... No, I'm not going to go into it.
Even the main twist?
I'm not going into it.
Don't do the main twist.
What's happening now, the slow beginning...
It's a very slow beginning.
The slow beginning.
Very slow beginning.
Is there to build that bond between children and parents. That bond is to be essential.
Wait, are you saying that the twist is that the parents are evil?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's obvious. That's from the first
Okay,
episode.
that's fine. No, I'm not going into the really big twist. Christ, no. Do you think the really big twist is going to be kept?
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Okay, never mind.
What does that mean?
I can't say it because I can't verbalize it. We'll talk about it when the mic is off.
Okay. I don't know what that symbol was.
Doesn't matter.
It wasn't clear.
Doesn't matter. So I think that's very important. I think it's interesting aging. What's the little one's name? Molly up a little bit. She's 15 in this?
15-ish.
15-ish. I think she's going to be central. I think the bond between Molly and Gertie is
Gert.
probably going to be enhanced a little bit in some way.
Well, they're siblings now.
Oh, they're siblings
Well,
now.
they're adopted siblings.
Okay, there we go. Because that didn't make sense in the first one at all. She just kind of picked her up and put her under her wing for no reason whatsoever. I think those are all my predictions.
Did you enjoy it more or less than Marvel's Inhumans?
I wouldn't know. I didn't see it, Michael.
I
know. I enjoyed it more. Definitely, having not seen it.
Yeah, having not seen it,
Marvel's
it's better. Look, it's pretty good.
Yeah?
It's
Hulu.
It's Hulu. Obviously, I should have explained this. So I flew, while you were on your jaunt around European attics, I flew to America.
That America. And whilst in America, first of all, I avoided any gun crime. Good man.
Because I'm afraid of that. And I signed up for Hulu. And I watched the 3 episodes which were streamed on Hulu. And then I flew back home.
Perfectly legally.
Because that is the only way I could have legally seen this television program.
Dopes.
So that's what I've done. So Disney, if you're listening, if you would like to reimburse those plane tickets, that would be
great.
Fucking excellent.
Make his significant other and 2 cats have not eaten.
Yes,
in
I'm
quite a while.
quite out of pocket. The only thing I have in my pocket currently is Tom Cruise.
He's supposed to be my pocket. You took up you pocketed me.
Tiny pocket man. So, there's more time with the parents. The parents are more developed.
Oh, was it right?
Yeah, you're right.
Sweet.
The parents are more developed. Molly is older, and she has a.
I knew Molly was older from the trailer.
She's also Hispanic now.
There's no harm there.
No
foul. I have no problem with that.
It's fine. It
doesn't bother me at all.
Look,
she's generically white in the comics, like she.
Yeah, she is. It's very diverse. I mean, there are 6 of them. 4 of them are girls. Only 2 are boys.
Get in. That was always the way, no?
Yeah, but I hadn't noticed it until I saw it in real life.
That's an interesting dynamic.
Although, I think that just means I don't see diversity, Ben.
You don't want it or don't see it?
No! I'm doing my sarcastic face. Of course. Very racially diverse, very ethnically diverse,
you gotta be.
very sexually diverse. It's great.
You gotta be.
The thing is...
Anything interesting?
It's a good show. I wouldn't say Dawson's Creek. It's more modern than Dawson's Creek. The closest thing I can compare it to is the OC.
The OC?
I think I've been told by my significant other that some of the OC people are involved in it.
Trey OC.
I don't know if it's the OC or that other one that's like the OC, the One Tree Hill. I've not really seen any of those things.
You're probably okay.
But there's always music, modern trendy music playing in all the scenes. One of the best things about it is how much time they're willing to spend with the characters.
Oh,
There's bloody
Is
characters.
it character-driven TV?
You could almost say that.
Oh,
yes.
Can we have a little close to the mic fist bump? Oh, I'm so happy. I'm going to watch this now.
It's it's not a stunning character work. It's they're spending the same amount of time with the characters that an OC would.
That's more than what most superhero shows.
Look, I know more about these characters after 3 episodes of this than I do about the Inhumans after 8 episodes of the Inhumans. Except the Inhumans kept shouting their motivations.
I want my hair back.
Yeah, where's my king?
I want to save Adelan. And then he vaporizes it with his whisper.
Oh, is that the Black Bolt?
Yeah.
That's not. But it says a lot for the confidence they have in the script, the confidence they have in the dialogue, the confidence they have in the young actors, although some of them are not that young. The girl who plays Nico Minoru, 17-year-old character, 23-year-old actress.
It's a bit of a discrepancy.
Typical Hollywood, though, isn't it?
Typical bloody Hollywood.
I half expected Luke Perry to appear as a teen. Some drawbacks, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. coming back next week. Looks pretty good. They're in space.
I don't care.
Yeah, look, we'll do a new segment, me telling you about it.
It's probably better.
Have I told you my theory about why Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to be in space? I haven't seen you in a while.
Alien crossover?
I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going into space. But I'll finish what I was saying about
to be ready for Infinity War.
To avoid Infinity War. I think Infinity War is going to affect Earth majorly. And if the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are off Earth when it happens, they won't have to address it.
So Phil Coulson won't return.
Coulson.
Coulson.
Son of Cole. No, he's not. In the movies, he's dead. But that raises a lot of questions for how Netflix and Hulu are going to deal with the...
Because it's all extended universe, isn't it?
Yeah. So Punisher, for example, although they barely mention it, happens in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. How is Punisher Season 2 going to deal with the fact there has been a world-changing event?
The Incident 2.
Punisher, the series, doesn't even mention the incident. They talk about 9/11.
Oh, God.
I think that'll do it.
I have one more question for you.
What's your final question?
Runaways. Is the set design better or worse than Inhumans?
Oh, sorry, that's where I was going. Yes, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Inhumans, the set design is 90%... Sorry, not like those things. On Runaways, the set design is 95% real world.
Oh, good.
Like they're just in school.
That's better.
They're in rich people's houses.
I'll take it. I don't care.
So there's a couple of... But the science fiction-y bits... I was saying this the other day to someone. They all look... You can say this for Runaways, Inhumans, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They all look first draft. You know what I mean?
The costume designer put them down in a sketchbook and someone's like, that's fine. That's fine.
There's that possibility because it's time and money.
Yeah.
And this is Hollywood. Time is money.
Time is money, baby.
Let's get on with it.
Show me the money.
Or they don't have a Greg Park. Andy Park?
Andy Park.
They don't have an Andy Park because it's TV. And
we all want an Andy Park.
I would love Andy Park to just come and live in this tiny room. And
I mean, that seems a bit harsh on Andy, but like we
I'd
do like him
feed
an awful lot.
I'd feed him.
There's cats.
Yeah, there's 2 cats. He loves cats, I assume.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Any good man does.
What was I saying? Yeah, so, for example, the spaceship in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. looks like a first draft of the Milano from Guardians of the Galaxy. The space mask of this guy in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. looks like a first draft of Star-Lord.
Do we know who that is yet?
No. I think he's new.
I saw it. I looked at him and I was just like, you look crap.
It looks like a cheap Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. cosplay. Or, sorry, Guardians. Look, my Guardians of the Galaxy helmet's better than
yours. Is better. I like yours.
But there are 1 or 2 moments in Runaways which have science fiction-y bits that look a bit first draft.
Okay.
That's the only thing I would complain about.
I see.
Runaways, watch it. Punisher, watch it. Justice League, look, I think you should go see it.
Burn it with fire.
Yeah, just go see it, just for the cultural significance of it. But I mean, it's not.
I hate completionist viewing.
It's not about completionism. It's Justice League. They've made a Justice League film. They've made a Justice League film.
They've made a new 52 film. They've
made a Justice League film.
No Green Lantern. Just saying. Yeah. Oh my! Stop giving away end credit scenes.
I didn't say anything.
Stop it. Your look said it all. Your eyes said it all. Same as always. Right, that's us in the tiny room.
Yeah, tell us about the things. If you're an American,
let us know below.
Yeah.
Tell me if you ship Bruce and Diana. Bye.